Murali is a 12-year-old boy. He is very mischievous and is often daring. Now, Murali was born with two cowlicks on his head, and the elders among the Indians know that little boys with two cowlicks are trouble. Every day, the milkwala who sends milk to his house can hear his mother scolding him at the top of her lungs.
Day Murali! I wish I had your father's shaving blade with me now. Then I can easily shave off all the hair on your head. You are so naughty. Wait until your father comes back this evening.
His father comes back every evening, tired from all the cutting and shaving in his barber shop, and goes back to work every morning. But every morning, Murali would still have her head full of hair, and his mother would be screaming again. Murali is a cheerful boy nonetheless. Every morning, he would be jumping on his heels like a spring, with his school bag on his shoulders and a limited edition Captain America figurine stuffed in his front pocket. He would kiss his granny goodbye. Then his grandmother would be shouting again.
Day Murali, stop jumping over my legs. You are going to get the growth under your legs. Walk properly, da.
You're so funny, Patty.
Murali would say as he pokes his grandmother's cheeks adoringly and runs outside to wear his school shoes. He would go on shouting
Avengers, assemble! My Patty's on the attack!
when he hops into the school bus and meets his friends who are big on Marvel Cinematic Universe just like him. Lately, he developed a habit of making fun of others by imitating them, especially his science teacher, Mr. Singham, who has a big mustache. Being a strict teacher, Mr. Singham would not be too happy if he were to catch Murali making fun of him. But of course, Murali got into trouble one fine day. He imitated Mr. Singham and was caught in the act. Mr. Singham was very angry. He walked Murali furiously to the boys' toilet, which was next to a cemetery behind the school.
Murali, you stay right here and wash up the toilets. You are getting too naughty. Time to speak to.
Mr. Singham walked off, mumbling something about talking to somebody. Murali was excited now. He was on his own and he did not need to attend Mr. Chai's mathematics class. He never liked mathematics. It's as daunting as all the mutants that Captain America fights. Katjah, the school cleaner, came with her pail and mops into the toilet just when Murali was about to pick up a brush. This was his chance to escape. Very quietly, he crept out of the toilet and sneaked into the cemetery through a big hole in the barbed fence. The cemetery was old and gray, but it looked friendly. There were graves and also bright, colorful flowers. It was a fine day and the sun was shining brightly. Murali kicked back and leaned comfortably against a strong frangipani tree and soon fell asleep. A loud scream woke him up. Murali jumped up and looked around. Beyond the hill of graves, he heard the screams again.
It sounds like Patty.
He thought. He ran towards the sound and found his Patti held by some zombies. They were going to attack her.
I have to save her.
Murali thought frantically.
But how? What do I do now?
Then he had a brilliant idea. Zombies are afraid of fire.
I will make a fire and chase the zombies away.
He remembered Mr. Singham's science class.
By rubbing two stones together, I can make fire.
Soon he had a small fire and wrapped his shirt onto a stick to use as a torch. He ran down the hill and chased the few zombies holding his Patti captive. As he was trying to escape, more zombies surrounded them. Murali panicked but held his Patti's hand tightly. He cringed and closed his eyes as the zombies closed in. Murali and Patti screamed in fear and expected the worst. But suddenly felt themselves lifted high into the air. At that moment, it started to rain heavily. Murali opened his eyes and was overjoyed to see Captain America rescuing them. Captain America used his shield to keep them dry and gently landed them onto the school field. Morali turned around to hug and thank Captain America for saving them.
What?
Morali exclaimed. It wasn't Captain America who saved him, but Captain Singham, his science teacher. He was astonished and stammered a thank you, expecting to be scolded. But Captain Singham stooped down and actually praised Morali for his quick thinking in creating the fire to scare the zombies away.
Let this be a secret between us, Murali.
The captain said. Morali beamed with joy and decided to pay more attention during science class from then on. Only he knew that Mr. Singham actually is another one of the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like Captain America. The end.